Welcome back. In fact, we are getting in breaking inputs from Bangladesh. ISKCON hearing has finally ended, and in fact, the Additional Attorney General has assured the court that ISKCON issue is a top priority for Bangladesh, and the petitioner, in fact, has said that it is high time for the country to ban ISKCON. The High Court has in fact left the decision also to the Bangladesh government, saying that let's see what the government decision is going to be. Remember, yesterday only the Attorney General in Bangladesh had referred to ISKCON, a peace-loving organization, as a fundamentalist organization, calling for a ban on ISKCON. And remember, all of these developments have been happening ever since ISKCON monk Prabhu Chinmoy Das has been arrested. We are learning that he is in Chittagong at the moment as we speak. Let's quickly go across to Siddhant, who's bringing us these breaking inputs. Siddhant, what are you learning in terms of this hearing now? Should we also expect a word coming from the Bangladesh government?
Well, that's right, Akanksha. So basically, there was the hearing today in the High Court in Dhaka. And in fact, this petition has been filed in the court asking the government of Bangladesh to ban ISKCON. In fact, today again there was a hearing, and now we are getting to know that petitioner again has demanded in the court from the government to ban this ISKCON society. To which the government has said that the ISKCON issue is a top priority for them, and after which the court has said in a remark that let's wait for the government's decision. Now we are also being told, Akanksha, that there is a possibility of a press conference which Attorney General's office could do in Dhaka in some time from now. Perhaps that is one opportunity where journalists could take questions to the Attorney General as far as the mood of government is concerned, whether they are mulling over banning ISKCON, whether they have second thought for it, what is going to be the roadmap, and for banning some organization, Akanksha, some society, Akanksha, you need proof. Even if when Government of India bans some organization, then there is a dossier which is prepared. There needs to be list of cases that have been filed against that organization. Government needs to convince the court. That is how healthy democracies work. I don't know about the Bangladesh, but in healthy democracies, the government has to convince the courts and the other institutions about why this action is taken.
At the same time, Siddhant, do shed light on how the army in Bangladesh has already started acting against the ISKCON devotees, because today only CNN News 18 has broken the news story about how the army arrived in Shibchar and forcibly shut down an ISKCON temple. They were driven, of course, they were also accompanied by various extremists. So, as you were rightly highlighting, that no protocol is being followed before resorting to such kind of extreme steps.
Well, I've spoken to people, those who are present inside the courtroom, Akanksha, and they're telling me that, the government's mood is quite affirmative when it comes to banning ISKCON. In fact, that's the reason that, such statements are being made in the court that ISKCON issue is a top priority. And since we were discussing before also, Akanksha, that to ban some society, you need proof, you need substantial evidence to support your claim that this organization is anti-social, or for that matter, a terror organization, or has links with some groups. There are different criteria under which you need to satisfy the other institutions of that country before banning some organization. Now, that could be, in many cases, country do fabricate evidence and come up with fake evidence to malign, to tarnish some organization, or to put a ban on some organization. It would really be interesting to see that what all cases the government of Bangladesh is going to list against ISKCON, because ISKCON is an organization of a great repute, Akanksha. Even in COVID times, they have worked a lot for the people of Bangladesh, not just in Chattogram, but whole of Bangladesh. Yes. And in fact, the Muslim community is also associated with this society. They are also the beneficiary of the services that ISKCON provides. So, in a single day, changing the narrative and, just putting efforts so that, the entire narrative of the country go against ISKCON. Perhaps that is, it looks like that is in process right now. But it would really be interesting to see once Attorney General will address the press conference, and then we would get to know, we'll get a better picture of government as far as the imposing ban on ISKCON.
All right. Many thanks to you, Siddhant, for bringing us those inputs. Let me quickly go across to social activist Rahul Ishwar, who's joining me on the phone line. Rahul, whether or not the government goes ahead with this ban, but the fact of the matter is that it's been taken up for consideration at the High Court. Not to forget the fact that it speaks volumes in terms of the doublespeak that we've been witnessing so far. 2,000 communal incidents have happened ever since the coup of August, and they're considering a ban on ISKCON.
After facing so many assaults, when thousands of Hindus are injured, Bangladesh court should be seeking to protect all the minorities there. And those who don't understand ISKCON, please at least listen to the great commencement speech at Stanford by Steve Jobs, where he proudly recollects his experience with ISKCON. A modern, high technology person like Steve Jobs was immensely supported by ISKCON for the spiritual, for the meals and all. So ISKCON is a globally renowned body, especially in the West and all. It has huge following. It originated in India, so we have an ethical responsibility to stand up for the Indian roots and the Hindu roots that they have. And to even brand them fundamentalist or to brand them using any T kind of a word, it's extremely unfortunate. The global community and India should actively voice our concern. I hope the Attorney General, the representation of Bangladesh government won't be against ISKCON, because it will only be adding fuel to the fire. We have a huge responsibility. I hope India, international bodies, UN, especially people from US who plays the role of a global mediator, will actively step up and support ISKCON. This is a time that they need our support, and we should not shy away from that support.
Absolutely, because ISKCON, let's not forget, is a global organization. But having said that, whether or not the government will choose to in fact stick its neck out when it comes to ISKCON, or whether it will in fact only toe the line that's being parroted by the hardliners over there, what are your expectations, given that we've already seen how the army arrived at one of the ISKCON temples in Shipjar today? They've shut down that entire ISKCON temple forcibly. They've also taken away some ISKCON devotees. Is it not a cause of concern and an extremely worrisome situation?
Absolutely, yes. These are just intimidating tactics. These are just showing some kind of a persecution that should be avoided. And even Chinmay Das ji called for the unity of Bangladesh. They are making up excuses. See, nobody disrespects Bangladeshi flag. We all respect the flags of all the nations. That's the usual Hindu attitude or the Indian attitude. So they are making up some excuses, flimsy excuses, so that they can take this action. It is just to show and intimidate the Hindu community of Bangladesh as second-class citizens. That should not happen. I hope the West, takes note of this, and especially the hardline elements, the Islamist elements, have been targeting Hindu community for a long time. Our Durga Pandals has been attacked. Some trespassing into the temple has happened. So these things are all happening. I hope the normal civil society of Bangladesh rises up and support our movement, our ISKCON movement, or our Hindu community there. It is a test for their own secular, harmonious aspect. They have given a press release saying that we believe in harmony, we believe in all the things. Good for them to say, but it is right now time to show it in action and not in mere letters.
Many thanks to you, Rahul, for putting that entire story into perspective for us. In fact, it is high time that the Indian government also intervenes. We can't keep looking towards the West to, in fact, go ahead and protect the minorities in South Asia, especially when it comes to the Hindus. Many thanks to you, Rahul, for sharing your perspective.